Part 1 has long been noted by intelligent people that happiness is like health. When it is present, you do not notice it. But when the years pass, how do you remember happiness? Oh, how do you remember? As for me, as it turned out now, I was happy in 1917, in the winter. An unforgettable, blizzard-like, impetuous year. The blizzard that started picked me up like a piece of torn newspaper and carried me from a remote area to a county town. It's a big thing, you think, a county town? But if someone, like me, sat in the snow in winter, in strict and poor forests in summer, for a year and a half, without leaving for a single day, if someone tore a parcel on a newspaper from last week with such a heartbeat, like a happy lover blue envelope, if someone went to childbirth for 18 miles in a sleigh drawn in single file, he, presumably, will understand me. The coziest thing is a kerosene lamp, but I'm for electricity. And now I saw them again, finally, seductive electric light bulbs. The main street of the town, well packed with peasant sleighs, a street on which, charming the eye, hung a sign with boots, a golden pretzel, red flags, an image of a young man with piggy and impudent eyes and with an absolutely unnatural hairstyle, which meant that behind the glass doors there was a local Basil, who for 30 kopecks undertook to shave you in every time, with the exception of festive days, with which my fatherland abounds. I still remember Basil's napkins with a shudder, napkins that made me relentlessly imagine at page in the German textbook of skin diseases, on which a solid chancre on the chin of some citizen is depicted with convincing clarity. But these napkins still won't darken my memories. A live policeman was standing at the intersection, iron sheets with tight rows of cakes with red cream were vaguely visible in the dusty window, hay covered the square, and they walked, and drove, and talked. Yesterday's Moscow newspapers containing amazing news were sold in the booth. 2 Moscow trains were whistling invitingly in the distance. In a word, it was civilization, Babylon, Nevsky Prospect. There is no need to talk about the hospital. It had a surgical department, therapeutic, infectious, obstetric. There was an operating room in the hospital, an autoclave shone in it, taps were silvered, tables opened their cunning paws, teeth, screws. The hospital had a senior doctor, 3 residents, except me, a paramedic, midwives, nurses, a pharmacy, and a laboratory. The laboratory, just think! With a Zeiss microscope, an excellent supply of paints. I shuddered and grew cold, I was pressed by impressions. Many days passed until I got used to the fact at the one-story buildings of the hospital in the December twilight, as if on command, lit up with electric light. He blinded me. The water raged and thundered in the baths, and dirty wooden thermometers dived and swam in them. Moans broke out all day in the children's infectious ward, thin, pitiful crying was heard, hoarse gurgling. Nurses ran. A heavy burden has slipped from my soul. I no longer bore the fatal responsibility for everything that happened in the world. I was not to blame for the strangulated hernia and did not flinch when the sleigh arrived and brought a woman with a transverse position. I was not touched by purulent pleurisy that required surgery. For the first time, I felt like a person whose scope of responsibility is limited by some limits. Childbirth? Please, there is a low building, there is the extreme window, covered with white gauze. There's an obstetrician there, cute and fat, with a red mustache and balding. That's his business. Sleigh, turn to the window with gauze. Complicated fracture, chief surgeon. Pneumonia? To the therapeutic department, to Pavel Vladimirovich. Oh, the majestic machine of a large hospital on an adjusted, precisely lubricated course. Like a new screw, according to a pre-taken measure, and I entered the machine and took the children's department. Both diphtheria and scarlet fever consumed me, took my days. But only days. I began to sleep at night, because I could no longer hear the ominous night knocking under my windows, which could lift me up and drag me into the darkness to danger and inevitability. In the evenings I began to read, about diphtheria and scarlet fever, of course, first of all, and then for some reason with a strange interest of Fenimore Cooper, and fully appreciated the lamp over the table, and the grey embers on the tray of the samovar, and the cooling tea, and sleep after a sleepless year and a half. So I was happy in the winter of the 17th year, having received a transfer to a county town from a remote blizzard site,